Scorpio, I didn't bring you here to talk about possibilities or chances. I came to give you an absolute certainty. December 2025 will be the most powerful, transformative, and rewarding month of your entire life so far. I'm not talking about a good month, an interesting month, or a month with a few achievements. I'm talking about the month where everything you've lived through, everything you've suffered, everything you've learned in the shadows will finally make complete sense. And the most impressive thing, you will receive back, multiplied tenfold, every drop of effort, every tear shed, every moment you had to be strong when everything inside you was telling you to give up. December won't just be the best month of 2025, it will be the high point of a climb you started years ago without even knowing you were climbing. It's as if your whole life has been a preparation for the events that will unfold in those final weeks of the year. And the reason I'm telling you this now, so many months in advance, is because you need to know that everything happening in your life right now, including the challenges, is part of the process that will lead you there. Nothing is by chance. Nothing is wasted. Every experience you are living right now is sculpting the version of you that will be ready to receive the gifts of December. Have you been feeling lately that you deserve something more, but at the same time have a voice inside your head saying that maybe you're being presumptuous, that maybe you should settle for less? That voice is wrong. You not only deserve it, but you are about to receive exactly what your soul has always known was rightfully yours. The universe doesn't distribute rewards randomly. It waits until you are completely prepared, until you have developed the strength and wisdom necessary to sustain what you are about to receive, and you are almost there. December will be your coronation. Can you feel that something extraordinary is being prepared specifically for you, even when logic tries to convince you otherwise? I'm going to show you exactly what's happening behind the scenes of your reality right now, what forces are working in your favor, and most importantly, what you need to do and what you need to stop doing to ensure you arrive in December in the perfect state of consciousness to receive everything that's coming. Because the truth is, December is going to happen anyway. Opportunities will appear, doors will open, paths will reveal themselves. The only variable is whether you'll be ready to walk them, or whether you'll let fear, doubt, and old patterns prevent you from fully enjoying this unique moment. Scorpio, you have always been the sign of profound transformation, of death and rebirth, of the power that rises from the ashes. And everything you have experienced throughout your life was preparing you for December 2025. This will be the month where you will finally understand why you needed to go through everything you went through, why some relationships had to end painfully, why certain opportunities didn't work out, even when they seemed perfect, why you had moments where you felt completely broken, destroyed, hopeless. All of this was necessary to remove from you everything that was false, everything that wasn't authentically yours, everything that prevented you from assuming your true power. In December, you won't just achieve external things. You will become someone completely new, someone who has gone through the fire and emerged transformed, strengthened, with a clarity and personal power that most people will never experience. And when that happens, when you look in the mirror and see who you've become, you will be grateful for every challenge, for every difficult moment, for every time you had to fight when it seemed easier to give up. Because you will realize that all of that was sculpting the diamond that has always existed within you. The best part of December won't just be what you receive, it will be who you become. And that transformed version of yourself won't disappear when the month ends. It will be your new, permanent reality. You will operate from a level of personal power and clarity of purpose that will completely change how you create your reality from then on. December isn't an isolated peak. It's the beginning of a new phase of your life that will be sustained by who you become to get there. Are you ready to finally receive what you've always deserved, but that was being withheld until you were strong enough to sustain it? For Scorpios born between October 23rd and November 2nd, December will primarily bring recognition and reward in the professional or life purpose area. Something you've worked hard for, perhaps without recognition or support, will finally be seen and valued in a way that will exceed your wildest expectations. For those born between November 3rd and 12th, the focus will be on deep connections and transformative relationships. Someone will enter your life, or an existing connection will reach a level of depth you didn't even know was possible. And for those born between November 13th and 21st, December will mark the completion of a long process of healing and personal transformation. You will finally break free from a pattern that has imprisoned you for years. But regardless of when you were born, all Scorpios will experience the same essence in December, the feeling that everything is finally aligning, that you've finally arrived where you were always meant to be, that all the struggle was worth it. It's like that moment in a movie where the hero, after going through countless trials, finally achieves his goal and looks back realizing that each challenge was necessary to prepare him for this exact moment. The reason why December 2025 will be so special has to do with a perfect alignment between who you have become and what the universe is prepared to give you. For years, you may have felt you deserved more, but weren't receiving it, as if there was a mismatch between your effort and your results. This wasn't cosmic injustice. It was the universe holding you back until you developed the capacity to handle what was being prepared for you. And now you have. December is when the vault opens. The universe is performing a final quality check, ensuring you don't waste the opportunities coming your way by not being completely ready for them. Can you see these current challenges not as punishments, but as the final polish before your grand revelation? Scorpio, one of the most powerful things about December is that it won't just change your external life. It will completely revolutionize your relationship with your own power. You've always known you had something special inside you, an intensity, a depth, a transformative capacity that others don't possess. But perhaps you've learned to hide this power, to diminish it so as not to intimidate the people around you. Or perhaps you've used this power in destructive ways in the past, and now you're afraid to fully access it. December will teach you to use your power constructively and in alignment with your highest purpose. You will discover that you can be intense without being destructive. You can be profound without being dark. You can be transformative without needing to destroy everything around you. This will be one of the most liberating lessons of your life. Because once you learn to channel your natural intensity in a positive way, there will be no limits to what you can create. What's happening is that you're being prepared to take on a transformative leadership role. Scorpio has always been the sign of profound transformation, but many Scorpios never learn to use this gift consciously and intentionally. You are among the few who will. In December, you will realize that your ability to see through appearances, to understand people's deep motivations, to not be afraid to explore psychological territories that others avoid, these are all superpowers that can be used to heal, transform, and uplift not only yourself, but everyone around you. During December, you will attract people who are seeking exactly the kind of transformation you naturally bring about. But unlike in the past, where your intense connections often ended in drama or destruction, this time you will create relationships based on mutual transformation and genuine growth. You will discover that you can be deeply connected with someone without losing your own identity. You can be vulnerable without becoming dependent. You can be intense without being overwhelming. This new way of relating that you will fully develop in December will change not only your love life, but all your human interactions. At work, you will inspire deep loyalty and respect without needing to manipulate or control. In friendships, you will create connections that support both people instead of draining one of them. In family, you will establish healthy boundaries while maintaining love and connection. The best month of 2025 won't just be about receiving good things. It will be about becoming the person who can receive those things without self-destructing in the process. Because the truth is, many Scorpios sabotage their own blessings. When things start going too well, when life becomes too stable, you unconsciously create drama because you're used to the intensity of conflict. December will break that pattern once and for all. You will learn to live in the intensity of joy, success, and love, instead of just the intensity of drama and conflict. Are you ready to discover that your need for intensity can be satisfied through positive and expansive experiences? One of the most important revelations you will have in December is about the true meaning of personal power. For a long time, you may have confused power with control. You thought that being powerful meant controlling situations and people. But true power doesn't come from controlling the external. It comes from completely mastering your inner self. It comes from having so much control over your own emotions, reactions, and energy that nothing external can throw you off balance. In December, you will experience for the first time what it's like to be in the eye of the storm. Chaos may be happening around you, challenges may arise, unpredictable situations may present themselves, but you will be completely centered, completely at peace, completely in control of yourself. And from this perfectly centered position, you will be able to create solutions and manifest results that would have seemed impossible to the old version of you that was always being shaken by emotional storms. This inner strength will be reflected in your outer self in surprising ways. People will seek you out to resolve complex situations because they will instinctively sense that you have the ability to see through chaos and find clarity. Professional opportunities may arise specifically because someone recognizes this rare quality in you. Relationships will deepen because people will feel safe in your presence, knowing that you will not become destabilized by life's normal challenges. Scorpio, December will also mark the moment when you finally forgive yourself completely for past mistakes. You carry guilt and shame in ways that other signs don't. When you make a mistake, when you hurt someone, when you act destructively, you punish yourself in ways that can last for years. But in December, you will have a profound revelation. All those mistakes, all those imperfect versions of yourself were necessary. They were part of the transformation process. That is your essence. You'll realize that there can be no phoenix without ashes. There can be no rebirth without death. There can be no transformation without the destruction of what came before. And all those moments where you were too much, too intense, too possessive, too controlling, too dark, were you trying to find your way back to your center? They were you exploring the extremes to discover where the balance lay. In December, this exploration ends. You finally find your center. And from that center, you operate with a clarity and power that will surprise even yourself. You will no longer need to go to extremes because you have discovered that all the intensity you seek exists in the present moment, in the depth of conscious experience, not in the external dramas you used to create. This profound peace that will settle within you doesn't mean you'll become less intense. It means your intensity will be channeled constructively, like a focused laser that can cut through any obstacle instead of an uncontrolled fire that burns everything around it. Your passion doesn't diminish, it refines itself. Your power doesn't weaken. It is directed with surgical precision. December will also bring significant financial and material opportunities, but what's most important is that you'll be ready to receive and maintain them. Many Scorpios have a complicated relationship with money and resources. They are either obsessive about accumulating for fear of losing control, or self-destructive in wasting because they believe they don't deserve it. In December, You will establish a completely new relationship with material abundance. You will understand that money and resources are simply energy, and as someone who has mastered the flow of emotional and psychological energy, you too can master the flow of material energy, not through manipulation or control, but through alignment with the natural flow of universal abundance. When you are aligned with your purpose, when you are using your gifts authentically, when you are being who you truly are, abundance flows naturally to you. The financial opportunities that will appear in December will not be random strokes of luck. They will be the direct result of seeds you planted, often without realizing it. A project you started a long time ago may finally bear fruit. A skill you developed may be recognized and rewarded. A connection you made may turn into a concrete opportunity. The universe will show that it was paying attention all along, recording every effort, every act of courage, every moment where you chose to grow instead of playing the victim. December will be especially powerful for Scorpios who have experienced significant losses in recent years. If you lost someone important, if a meaningful relationship ended, if you went through a situation that made you question everything you believed in, December will be your month of redemption. Not in the sense that what was lost will return, but in the sense that you will finally understand why that loss was necessary and will receive something new that fits perfectly with who you have become through that process. The losses you've experienced have created space in your life. They've removed people and situations that weren't aligned with your true path. And now that this space exists, it can be filled with experiences, people, and opportunities that truly resonate with your transformed essence. December is when this filling happens, when you realize that the emptiness you felt was necessary to create space for something much greater. In the months leading up to December, your focus should be on three main areas. First, work on forgiveness of yourself and others. Any resentment you carry is weight that will hinder your ascension in December. Second, practice receiving. Scorpios are good at giving, but difficult at receiving. Train yourself to allow others to help you, to accept compliments, and to let good things happen without you needing to control every detail. Third, cultivate positive expectations. Allow yourself to believe that extraordinary things are coming, without cynicism or defensive pessimism. The more you work on these three areas between now and December, the more intense your experience will be when the month arrives, because December will be like a harvest. You can only reap what you have sown and prepared the soil to receive. If you spend the next few months in bitterness, control, and disbelief, December will still be powerful, but you will be fighting against the blessings instead of flowing with them. But if you consciously prepare yourself, if you do the inner work of opening your heart and mind to the possibility of something extraordinary, December will leave you breathless with its magnificence. Scorpio, you need to understand that December is not a cosmic accident. It's the result of years of preparation, inner work, painful but necessary transformations. It's the moment where everything converges, where all the pieces of the puzzle finally fit together, revealing the complete picture you couldn't see before. And that picture is you, in your full power, living your life with clear purpose, deep and authentic relationships, material and emotional abundance, and above all, inner peace. This will be the best month of 2025 because it will be the month